Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Enigmatica 6. How are you guys doing today? How's life? We are going to start today's episode by doing a teeny tiny bit of scientific experiment. Do you know how? Like so. So we do have a dietary mod, which apparently if you manage to max out most of them, you get a ton of buffs. I'm literally doing this for the hearts, but it does give you attack bonus, and that's really good. There are 5 nutrients in the game: grains, sugar, fruit, proteins, and vegetable. I could not find the food in the game which has all 5 of them, but apparently honey glazed ham has 4, and golden carrots has the other one. So maybe that's going to be our main source of food. Why the hell not? Yeah, I was hoping that we get to yellow hearts. No. We're still at orange. I noticed this because sometimes my hearts would fluctuate and, well, I was confused. I think if you actually die, it should reset. We will know. And it goes to 70. I was hoping more like 90. Enough of fooling around, let us get down to business. I have a feeling that this is what we are looking for. Yes, exactly. In order to make the spirit-attuned crystal from occultism, which looks really nice, we actually need a thermoneumatic processing plant and this fluid. I know that mechanism tanks have a bucket mode, I don't know how to use it. So for the moment, this is how it's going to be. Actually, wasn't it V? No. Why am I going forward? Yeah, I'm never pressing any more buttons. This seems to be a bit of a pickle. We can't really use these guys for decorations because it's incredibly difficult to get. Pressure has to be 4.8 bars. Temperature has to be more than 1700 degrees. So I'm not even sure how we should do that. This is just out of curiosity. Maybe lava helps. Well, it's increasing rapidly, but 200 is nothing. Maybe I should do this in the nether? That's not gonna help that much. We give you guys some speed upgrades, 2 for the moment. That also helps with the heat. Lava has been turned into obsidian, which is always nice. Actually, I think lava is not the answer. Another vortex tube might help. Yes, 550. Maybe one more speed upgrade? Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. I don't know if there's any merit of having like 4 vortex tubes because we have also one underneath, but if I remove one of them, the temperature is going to drop. Anyways, best case scenario, we went as high as 1000. Even if I put lava, it's gonna go to 1300 or something. So I think here's what we need to do. We need to make the advanced liquid compressor, which can hold 20 bars. Everything that you see here is not a problem. Basic control circuits I can already craft. The only problem would be this guy, which is slightly worse than the previous guy. Hardened capacitor is okay, lumium is okay, CPU seems to be fine, and this CPU also seems to be fine. Let's do that, I guess. So, hi. It turned out to be much more complicated than I thought, but maybe I'm doing it wrong. Essentially, I don't really understand why do you have to go through so much trouble in order to make a 1K storage cell, but I don't know. I did not come up with the recipes. But we do have advanced liquid compressors. These guys can generate 20 bars. The problem is that the efficiency drops with heat. So we have to get rid of that heat, so we do have heat sinks. These guys have already reached 2000 degrees and we're just waiting for this guy, which has a garbage compressor, so this could take some time. We give you one more upgrade. Why are you stuck at 2.5 bars? We put one of you. Well, it's making it. We have to fill it in. Okay, one part was kind of my boo-boo. I forgot to turn off the redstone for this guy. This is why this guy was not generating any power. But now we are at almost 1800 degrees and we are generating these guys. And I thought since this is a very complicated process, I did get more gems, so we make as much as we can. And as much as we can is going to be 18? Yep, okay, 18 is good. We turn you all off, and I think I have to do some explanation for you guys. Well, the vortex tube has a maximum pressure of 20 bars, which is fine because the advanced pressure tubes also have a maximum of 20 bars. These guys can also generate 20 bars, the advanced ones. Problem is that the thermoneumatic processing plant can only accept 5 bars. I know that you can make a volume upgrade to increase the amount of pressure that a device can have, but I don't think that's going to increase the maximum pressure. So this is why I have 2 advanced liquid compressors which are powering the 4 vortex tubes and 1 simple liquid compressor which is powering the thermoneumatic processing plant. And I did make sure that the tubes are not touching each other, because otherwise these guys are going to generate 20 bars, this guy can only handle 5, so whenever it reaches 5, it will release air. That's how I did that. I don't know how it's supposed to be done. But on a positive note, I did make my circuits. I think I'm carrying every single book and every single item that we need in order to craft the matrix, as well as the dimensional storage. Oh, except you. Uh-oh. I'll be right back. The thing is, I made the glyph press, but for some very weird reason, I completely forgot to use it. It also consumes a fair bit of source, so be prepared. But essentially, you put the clay, you put the item, it takes 20% of your source, but you will get your glyph, which is a very fancy name for a spell. So now I think we have everything we need to go to Autumn. I have prepared a very small area because this place is not very safe, and unfortunately, until we get the red chalk, we have to do it here. And I did not came up with this, it's in the JEI. So we need the spectral compulsion. We place you here. Oh, I forgot the candles. I mean, I do have the candles, we just need to convert them. Over here? Yes. We need the occultism candles. And I have no idea how many we need, each recipe gave me 8, I need 16. Are we out of aura? I think so. It's fine, I just have one more. What can go wrong? You know, I could have looked at the recipe. You need 2 candles, and that's it. Also 2 crystals, and now we need to draw. So gold, and then white. You're not done? Oh yes, a sacrificial ball. And we are doing this for the dimensional storage, so we need 12 sacrificial balls, which fits perfectly. One more thing that we could have done. Going between dimensions is not very good, but I thought maybe some hoppers are going to be helpful. Because you know, you can literally hopper the items inside the pedestals and you should be good to go. This is technically how we're going to do the auto crafting for this, but the problem is, the book has to be placed down manually. How do I know that? Well, I tried once, and I did not bring enough material, but it's okay. Don't you worry. My safe place is also not that safe. People are shooting at me. I need to get more blocks of bronze as well as some ruins, but for the moment let us see if we can craft it. So it's the Book of the Foliot, we make it bound to us, and we're missing something. Oh, crystal glass. You're the wrong one. My bad. Then I also need to bring some crystal glass. We try this again? Yes, finally. Oh, it made it. I was waiting for nothing. Yeah, in this version it doesn't take that much time. It's relatively fast. Nice. Okay, so I finally made 8-dimensional storage, and then I realized we needed 2 more in order to make Dank 4. But it's too late, so I'm not really gonna do that, but the main reason that we made it was to make 2 disk drives. Each of them requires 4. I'm gonna find you, eat your face. Jerks. Anyways, long story short, we can have 2 drives, but we need to fill those drives with storage cells. And for that, we need the higher binding ritual, which is that one. And that is the one which required the purple chalk. If it hits me, you're dead. I love the sound effects for the chalk. I think we're good. Yes. So this one also requires 12? Where do I put them? I'm assuming here is also acceptable. I think they have a range of 16 blocks or something crazy. That should be the recipe on the pedestals, and this one is the Book of Genie. So do you work? Okay, definitely it's faster. I'm so happy they did that. Come on, give me the matrix. Yes. So for making storage parts, we kind of need to cut it. A sawmill from mechanism is not out of the question. Yeah, it's out of the question. So we have to use the sawmill from thermal expansion, which has a lower yield. But who cares? This is not a horrible recipe. You guys get the gist. I'll craft as much as I can, and I'll meet you right back. So as it turns out, you cannot make a sawmill unless you have a smeltery. Also, no matter how hard I tried, I cannot make a smeltery controller using Tinkers itself. Cause the seared melter is disabled, so I don't really know how you should craft this. But I'm thinking maybe this is going to work. We're going to melt down the copper. Yes, that goes inside here. Oh, and it's changing color. So that works. Yes, smeltery controller. That was weird. The new Tinkers also has a very cool feature. It shows you where everything is wrong. That is not going to be the permanent location of our smeltery. I actually wanted to have a forge here, which I'm using for Tetra, but I do want to start cleaning up everything after I get into refined storage. Cause you know, I personally think that one stupid problem at a time. That is my limit. By using the sawmill, we got 31 dimensional storage crystals. I think I did manage to get 5 of them, so we got like 1 extra. But that is great. That should give me 31 1K storage cells and 10 4Ks. So let us take some processors. Also you. For the moment we can only make 16, because the stack limit of cardboard boxes is 16. But we should be able to make more, don't you worry, we just need some silicon. We have plenty. So this is 15 more sets. Finally, the crazy grind is over, we just have to wait for everything to get prepared. I want to see my first 1K storage cell. Come on, pick it up, you jerk. Yes. Finally, this is my greatest achievement of the day, or more accurately, the entire week. While everything else is getting ready, here is our first drive. I'm so happy. Nice. And here is the second one. I don't know about you guys, I have been waiting for this day for a very long time. This might not look like much, but we have 4 4K storage ports. I did not check the disk. Hopefully it's not expensive. No, it's not. We cannot go higher than this. 16K requires an advanced circuit, which is not going to happen anytime soon. Because you know, you need a metallurgic infuser, which actually can happen soon, I guess. Anyhow, here is our controller, a garbage solar panel, some storage disks, not my axe. And I did make the grids, we just need the crafting one. For now, nothing happened. Usage 3000 RF per tick. Why? So, hi. I have what I want, but it's just that the thing that I want doesn't really work the way that I want it to. Meaning that every time we add a module to the controller, the power consumption is going to go up by 500 RF per tick. So we do have 4 disks, 1 drive, 1 grid, power consumption is almost 3000 RF per tick. If I remove 1 disk, it's 2400. So my goal is that I'm going to make these 2 drives full. That is going to be 16 disks. That's already 8000 RF per tick. And if we want to run this guy, we need a constant supply of around 10,000 RF per tick, which might sound a lot, but one thing that you should remember is that each solar panel is going to give us 1000 RF per tick, and the recipe is incredibly cheap. I also made a hardened version which does generate 1400 RF per tick, which is great. And just FYI, that is also cheap. So temporarily I can set it up and replace this stupid thing over here, but power generation is not going to be our main concern. Transferring power is also another issue. This basic universal cable that you see over here has a maximum transfer rate of 3200 RF per tick, which is not good, but the higher tier one does transfer 51,000 RF per tick, but the recipe for it does require an infused alloy, which does require a metallurgic infuser. It's a bit of a rabbit hole, but essentially we need blazing crystals, and the blazing crystals require blazing blood. So it's manageable, and it would be much more manageable if we manage to set this guy up. So for the moment, let us upgrade our solar panels to hardened. That should give us a 40% boost. And I think for the moment we can be cheaty and use different cables. Yeah, let me see what I can do. Actually, I might have an idea. XNet can also transfer power, and the maximum power that it can transfer is 500,000 RF per tick. So we should not have any problems with cabling. It's just that we need some hardened energy cells. These guys have a maximum transfer rate of 8000 RF per tick. And we have 36 capacitors. That should be more than enough. Just bear with me. This can work. To avoid any confusions, it's better that you guys don't connect. Any other resource that we have, we're going to invest in solar panels, which is not that much. Yeah, it's a very stupid system, but it does work. And crafting is going to be so much easier. And I should be able to just dump the items in. Oh, so nice. And for some reason, I'm getting quests. The whole point of going with drives, other than the fact that I don't like external storage, is that theoretically each one of these diamond chests that you see over here can hold 6700 items. But you might notice that I have broken 3 of them, which were almost full, and that was only 8200 items. So chests are not going to be that efficient. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you our refined storage system. I didn't ask you. Would you like a touch of darkness? You're not gonna like it. Anyhow, you might notice a few problems. One of them is that since we are powering everything using solar panels, I have to remember that I should sleep during every single night. It's not a big deal, I do that anyways, I think it's useful for the bees. Another thing that you might notice is that the first drive is completely full. Yeah, it's 100% full. These are the original storage parts that we made. We made 31, so that equals to 10 4K storage cells. Making additional ones is not going to be a problem because we just need the dimensional crystal matrix, which the recipe for it is not that bad. The only hard part of this recipe was the purple chalk, which we only needed to get it once. So I can make more. Easily. Also, I'm not being very efficient with storage. You might notice we have like 2600 vexing archwood, and whenever I start crafting, the numbers should drop. For example, one of the items that we need to craft in very large quantities is still the RAM. But having a refined storage system should make this way easier. I just started crafting, now they're yellow. So, what is the plan? That is a very good question because we need to generate power and we need to generate a ton of power. I think the way that they want us to go is through ethylene. Because if you look at the recipe for a PRC, it's actually not that terrifying. And by doing a bit of nature's aura, making a plant gatherer or a harvester is no longer an issue. So that is something doable, but I think it's going to be slightly laggy. What I really prefer to go with is a nitro reactor from Power. Because we can make any reactor that we want, but this one is going to be the best. And the base power generation is going to be 32,000 RF, so I'm assuming it's going to be somewhere around 60,000 RF or something crazy. But that is something which is our goal, maybe for the next episode, I'm not exactly sure. For the moment we need to do some automation using Create. Windmills and water wheels which we are using over there are not very good, because they do not give us that many stress capacity, so we are going to go with a furnace engine. The problem is I need Inderium, which obviously means I need Enderman. I am cooking up some Inderium and I'm making the gears, but for the moment I think actually that's enough. Yeah, it should be enough. The recipe for the flywheel has also been changed and well, we need to do some art nouveau. Yes, thank you. That's a quest. Why? I'm going to go with 2 flywheels, therefore we're going to have 2 of them. So, correct me if I'm wrong, I was under the impression that if you have an external heater with some power next to a furnace, this should be always active. No, don't correct me, I think I remember. You need a lever? Yes. Okay, so ignore the rest. We're fine. And yes, I did mention that we are going to go with 2 of them, but no, we're going to go with 4 because it kind of looks nice. And also it gives us an incredible amount of stress units. Each one of them is 16,000, that should be like, I don't know, 64,000 in total if all of them are working. And the external heater and the fact that I can just power it using a solar panel is the main reason that we're going to go with a furnace and not a blast furnace. Even though I was literally getting ready to have a setup for it. It's a good thing I remembered the lever. Okay, so our first automation using our new Create setup is going to be this guy. It's actually not one automation, it's supposed to be 3, but one of them will be for next episode. Essentially there are 3 production lines, one of them is going to make us concrete, like so. And if I give it the ingredients, it should automatically craft it. Yes, very good, very good. One point about the concrete is that you might notice I have been trying different methods, but you cannot take out the concrete if you don't use a smart fluid pipe from Create. Any other mod, any other piping is just going to extract the water. So be careful. The second one is going to make us the paste from Power, and whenever we hook it up to Refined Storage System, I should be able to set the patterns accordingly, but for the moment, we have to put the blaze cake manually. It makes us the paste, and we're good. The final one, which I said that we are going to do next episode, is going to be for the blaze fiber. And the reason for that is we need blazing blood, it needs a smeltery, and I think we should do that next episode. Not today. Besides, we're not in a hurry. And for the moment, power is our main priority, so we are getting the paste automatically. We also need to really automate the production of capacitors. Because if we want to go nitro, which we also need it for a lot of recipes, we need a lot of capacitors. We used to have this garbage setup, which I'm going to change it into this one, the one which we had for precision mechanism. Because it's literally the exact same concept. Oh, and by the way, there is one more point. I am using XNet over here because, it's easier for sorting items. But one more reason that I'm using it is because I can specify how many items are going to go inside the basin. So in order to make one batch of liquid concrete, we need 2 slags. This is why we have a maximum amount in the destination. And this is why we have different channels. I have assembled almost the same design over here, and yes, it is a bit chunkier because later on we want to hook it up to refined storage and, well, I need space for piping. Another thing is that instead of using barrels, I'm using adjustable crates. Because later on we want our refined storage system to keep these guys full of ingredients, and well, if we use a barrel, we're wasting 27 stacks. Yeah, with this one, I can adjust it. Anyhow, I haven't actually tested this, let us see if it works. Well, that should work. We want to see if we get the capacitor. First round is good. This should be the final round. It should go inside the barrel. Do you? Yes, that's great. Now that we have some automations that we need for the next episode, let us try to also optimize plastic. We have somebody on this channel by the name of rmitage, which is a secret organization within MI5. No, that's the wrong rmitage. This one is a genius. Where's my bed? Yes. All of us know that if you put down a bucket of liquid plastic, you will get 1 plastic. What he told me is that the amount of plastic that you get is determined by how fast you're cooling it down. So room temperature is 1 to 1, but much lower temperatures, which I think we should be able to achieve with a vortex tube, like so, Yeah, it's at minus 100 degrees. Can we reach like absolute zero? But the color has changed. Now it's purple. I think we're around absolute zero. Anyhow, we put the bucket in and let us see what happens. Oh, we got 2. Well, it does increase the efficiency, it's just that I don't know how to cool it down faster. Bonus output chance. 1% chance of extra plastic sheet per degree below zero. But there's a limit. So I have a feeling that I cannot make this cooler because it's already at minus 273 degrees. And absolute zero is just 0.15 degrees cooler. Unless this is Minecraft and it doesn't really matter. But I was trying something, you can get ice. But I mean, we're still working at double the efficiency, so I'm not gonna complain. But if I'm doing it wrong, please let me know. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Also, sorry about my voice, it's spring, everything which is beautiful wants to kill me. So I am probably going to sound like this for the next 2 or 3 episodes, until the pollen is gone. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.